What? What? What you do? What? I'm gonna beat the Chomo out of you. What? What up, what up, what up? We are back. Who am I? Jersey Street Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show, people. So let's get right into it. Alright, y'all. Now, this story is going to take place at one of the off times I didn't have a cellmate, a bunkie. Normally, they come in, they go out, etc., etc. So, by now, I'm already set in my ways. I got the cell exactly the way I like it. I got my fan set up. I got my TV. I got everything, my little hiding spots, all that. And immediately, as soon as anybody walks into that cell, I lay the law down from the door before they step 1 foot in that room. I lay the law down. I let them know they got the top bunk. I let them know when the white sheet is up, that means I'm taking a dump. And you need to leave the room. There will be no farting in the room. Yeah, it's certain protocol. You get down and, blow it out to the tear. Now, you are not allowed in my locker. As a matter of fact, you are not allowed to have company in this room. If I catch you in this room with somebody, I'm going to beat both of y'all down. Don't try me, homeboy. And I give the same speech to any and everybody who walked through them doors. Excuse me. Now, I don't scare easily. Especially when I got a dang katana blade hiding under my bed. Because when the get down, oh, I get down. So, I ain't never have to enforce on a newbie. The newbies normally fall in line. Hop up on that top bunk and read a book or something and go to bed. Till next count. Now, I never was big on, sharing stuff in a cell. It's like, hey, if you can't get no commissary, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you ain't got no way to pay me back. I can't really rock with you like that. You're not like my homeboy or nothing like that. I'm not here to make friends. So, when somebody comes into your cell, especially if you know they're not going to be there for a long time, and they start trying to bum off you. Yo, let me get some coffee, or can I eat with you tonight? This and that. Yo, can I smoke with you? It's good. Nah, now you got to put the brakes on things. So, listen to me, y'all. If you want to run your cell the way you want to run your cell, you're going to have to show that dominance as soon as any new inmate walks up to that door. Before they let them in there, let them know the rules. If you ain't down, don't come in here because it's about to be a brawl. Anyway, y'all. So, they brought this guy in my pod. And they will walk him up to my cell because apparently I had the last empty cell, and they was going to fix that. His name was Danny. Danny, he looked like he had a D-rug problem. He looked like bad news. So, immediately, that's one of my rules. I don't allow fiends in my room, and I'm sorry, y'all, but I don't allow, you can't come in my room if you want some funny business. If you out there, you know what I mean? Let's not talk about it. So, Danny, he come up, he knock on the door all light and soft. Hello? I'm like, yeah, what you want? And he said, whoa. They told me I had to come and stay in this room. They told me you had the last bunk. So immediately, I like to play those mind games. So I start checking him from the door. I'm like, come on in. He started walking in. I'm like, close the door behind you. He said, huh? Close the door. And he said, all right. He closed the door. And I said, you ready? He said, ready for what? I said, well, if you want that bunk, you're going to have to fight for it. He said, oh, no, man, nah. Look, man, they told me I had to stay here, man. I ain't trying to fight nobody, man. Oh, you want me to take my stuff off that top bunk? That's where I keep my extra stuff. So if you want me to move my stuff, you're going to have to fight for it. What you going to do? And then nah, man, nah, I ain't trying to fight. In my head, I'm thinking, I got a punk ass nigga up in here already. What you got in that bag? What you say your name is? Danny? What you got in that bag? Nothing, man, nothing, just some cosmetics. I ain't got nothing yet. Listen, I'm going to give you the first commissary to fill my locker up. And if I don't like what you fill it up with, I'm going to beat you down, Danny. And Danny, he agreeing from the rip. Alright. Alright, anything else? I'm like, man, get your ass on that top bunk and sit down. I'm finna tell you the rules up in here. Excuse me. So he hopped on up there, y'all. He's shivering and shaking. I looked at him. I said, Danny, there's two things I need. My peace and my quiet. When I say shut the fuck up, that's what I mean. I don't want to hear not one word out of you when I meditate. The other thing, I need honesty. And what that means is when I ask you a question, you tell me the answer. For every answer that I deem a lie or you withholding from me, I'm going to smack the dog piss out of you. And Danny like, all right, man, all right, well, what you want to know, man? What do you want to know? First off, do you have bad charges? Now, Danny's sitting there looking at me dumbfounded. He looking at me like he's seen a ghost. And he gonna say, what you mean bad charges? What's that? So then I grabbed him by his collar and I said, don't play with me, Danny. You know what bad charges are. Do you have bad charges? Matter of fact, let me see your paperwork. Where your paperwork at? I ain't got it. Danny, either you produce that paperwork or it's lights out. And I let him go. And I said, bad charges mean anything involving a child. And possibly a woman. I'm going to ask you one last time, Danny. You know, do you have bad charges? And Danny shook his head. Nah, man, nah. Ain't like that. Nah, it's not like that. And I said, all right, Danny, why you in here, Danny? Why are you in here in my cell? And I sat back and I waited to hear what Danny had to say. And Danny said, nah, I got caught robbing a house and they thought that I was trying to set it on fire, but I was really just trying to get away. It was my friend that did all of that. And I'm sitting there thinking in my head like, that sounds like bullshit. Nah. I'm like, how long you got? He like, 10 years. That's it? That's all they gave you for attempted arson and robbery? I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, all right. Listen, I'm going to need to see that paperwork. You're going to have to get that paperwork to me ASAP. If not, Danny, I can't vouch for what's going to happen to you up in here. Yeah, Danny. You cannot live in this cell with bad charges. So right away, bam, doors pop open, counts over. Danny make a beeline right for the phone, y'all. I guess he calling his lawyer or whoever. He trying to get to the law library. He trying to get a hold of some paperwork. But for some reason, I think he's trying something slick. And I think I'm going to have to go through other measures to find out more about Danny. So what I did was I went to the CO that normally hooks us up with the info, CO Brown. And I asked him, I need you to do me a solid. Do me one solid and I got you. You name it. And he said, all right, what's good? What you need? What you need now? I need to know for my own safety what my cellie is in for. Because I think he's lying to me. And I need to have the upper hand at all times. And he said, all right, yeah, I got you. No doubt, no doubt. Gotta watch your back. So, he'll come back before the end of the shift. And he'll just slide me a little note, kind of. Fold it up. Now, I go back to the pod, walk in my cell, and I'm reading the letter, note. And CO told me, old boy is in here for endangering a child. This guy endangered a child by dipping their hand in boiling water until the child had burns all over. And he tried to say it was an accident. He was boiling hot dogs late at night and the child came and startled him. He lost control of the pot and splashed water. The doctor debunked that and said, no, this is not consistent with a splash. This happens when somebody's hand is held under boiling liquid. So, he lied to me, y'all. Yep, Danny lied to me. So, well, come on, follow me. I'm about to take y'all there. Now, Danny will get back from the law library. It's close to next lockdown. We're going to be in there for the next 15, 20 minutes. They do count and let us back out. So, I start to pressing them immediately. You got it? You got that paperwork? Nah, man, I ain't get it yet. You just going to have to wait. What? I'm saying, I don't got it yet. You better watch your mouth. You don't know who you dealing with up in here. Now, I already know Danny lying his ass off. So this is the perfect time to play some mind games with him. I'm like, so Danny, what was it like robbing a house? What was it like when you broke in that house? Tell me, walk me through it. Now, Danny's scrambling to make up events that didn't even happen. First, I tried the knob and it wouldn't open. And then I picked the lock. It took me like 5 minutes, but I got it. And I'm like, so it took you 5 minutes to get into the house? What about the alarms or the ring or the neighbors? You know, he like, nah, they ain't had none of that. But we got in the house and immediately we went upstairs and we found jewelry inside the bedroom. It was in a case and we took it. And I guess maybe they tracked us down when we traded the jewelry at the pawn shop. That's gotta be how they caught us. And I'm just like, yeah. Oh, wow. Dang, Danny. Damn, they got y'all good. Yeah. Now, Danny getting comfortable. Danny, he's sitting back, relaxing. You're like, yeah, man. And another time, I robbed another house. I got away with so much jewelry. I had made $1 million. And And I'm like, dang, you still robbing shit? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right, go ahead, Danny. Go ahead with your bad self. And I'm just sleepwalking. And now, here go the buzzer. Bam. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, hey, yo, look, Danny, I gotta go make some moves, make a little run. So, just don't touch my stuff and don't have nobody in the cell. I'll be back. And I bounced about the cell. Now, I knew that Danny was about to go take a shower. He had already gotten ready before the buzzer even went off to open the cells. He already had his little slippers on, had his towel, so all that stuff. So I knew that Danny was headed down to the shower. I just acted like I was leaving the cell because I wanted him to leave the cell so I can go back in. I had to go back in the cell, y'all, because I need a little something, a little assistance. Yeah, I had my backup, Blizzy, and it's time to put that work in. I know what Danny is really in here for, and now it's time for him to know that I know. So as soon as I get in there, grab it, boom, I'm making a beeline right for the shower. Got my towel wrapped around my hand, covering it so nobody don't know no different. Act like I'm about to go take a shower too. Now I sneak in the showers, nice and quiet. Now I'm looking, I'm like, alright, there he is. Now I see Danny. You can see people's heads in the shower. You can't see their body. You can see their head and all that in the shower. So, this was actually kind of fun at the time when I did it. I was a lot younger, y'all. Please don't judge me. I made, I guess you could say, a noose out of a sheet, and I lassoed Danny's head from over top of the barrier that keeps the shower separate. Lassoed his head, got it tight, start hanging on with all my weight on the top. It's hanging on, lifting him up. He choking. Drop him back down. Boom, hit the floor hard. Now, y'all, I go on over there and I look him right in the eye and I said, "You lying motherfucker. You hurt a child. You put a child's hand in burning water. So now you gotta face this prison justice. Cause can no punks sleep in my room? And can no Chomo sleep in my room? I don't care which one you identify as, but the bullshit stops here. I got the beating on his ass. Pause. Stomping him out. Kicking his chicklets back. And then, y'all, I had to leave my mark. I pulled that thing out and gave him a swift one right across the face. The whole $150. Told him, you better not come back to my cell. Hit the gate. If I see you again after now, it's lights out. Put that water on high, hot blast. All the way as hot as it can go. And left him there in that scalding hot water. Now, he jumping around screaming. He holding his face. I'm hauling ass up out of there. I'm getting the hell up out of there, y'all. I go ahead and toss that little blade. Put that thing in the toilet and flush it. Wash off. Make sure ain't nothing on me. Make sure I'm Gucci. But listen, y'all, that was the first time I had to put a Chomo out of my cell. And, it happened more often than you would think. More often than you would think, people come in and try and hide the fact that they done hurt a child. And we just not gonna let that slide. No siree. Nah. And I did that by myself. It's been times where I needed assistance for some of these big gorillas. But oh yeah, trust and believe. You come in there on some Chomo shit and you getting dealt with immediately. Listen, if you like stories like this, I need you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that hype button, y'all. Hype this video up. And with that, I'm going to get on up out of here. I am your boy JS Corner, and this is the Prison Talk Show. I'm out.